Okay. We are discussing the Schrodinger's time independent equation for a particle in one dimensional infinite potential well. Now, already we had observed that how we can express the one dimensional infinite potential well. As it is one dimensional, particle is allowed to travel only along x axis. As it is infinite potential well, actually the particle is restricted to travel from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. It is given by v as a function of x is equal to 0 in between 0 to L, and it is infinity for x less than 0 and for x greater than L, that means beyond this region. And therefore the graphically we can represent the potential well to be like this. The obvious restriction on the wave function is that the wave function outside the potential well, that is psi o is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0 and psi o at x is equal to L is also 0. Now we can write the Schrodinger wave equation as d square psi by dx square plus twice m upon h cross square e minus v psi is equal to 0. For the particle inside the potential well, v is 0 and therefore this is the wave equation. For the particle outside the potential well, the equation is this, but the obvious solution is psi o is equal to 0. For the particle inside the potential well, we can write this to be the equation with ki to be root of 2me upon h cross square. By imposing the boundary condition that at x is equal to 0, psi I is equal to 0, we will get the constant b to be equal to 0 and therefore the wave function psi I is equal to a sine ki into x. Now at x is equal to L, the wave function is 0. It leads to the restriction that sine of ki L is equal to 0. One thing, if I extend this situation, then it gives us the restriction on the possible values of ki to be n pi by L, that means integral multiple of pi by L. Now actually we may have, mathematically we can say that n may take any value from 0, 1 to up to infinity, but as the wave equation is for a real physical particle, we will have to exclude n is equal to 0 and we will have to begin with n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and therefore the possible values of ki are such that it is yes, it is n pi by L, and therefore it leads to the restriction on possible values of energy. The expression for energy is given by this, and it indicates that there is no single energy but there are discrete energy levels, possible energy levels for the particle, and particle energy cannot increase in continuous manner but there is quantization of energy. Therefore the wave mechanics lead to quantization of energy. Later we will discuss the quantization of space too. Now by substituting the value of ki from this, it is n pi by L, we can write the wave function to be psi I is equal to a sine of n pi x upon L. But again it indicates that it is not a single wave equation associated with a particle, but there is a set of equations, and we can say that psi n is equal to a sine of n pi x upon L. Now what about a? A can be determined by using the normalization condition, and that was homework for you. You might have calculated the value of n, a for any value of n, and I have mentioned that for any value of n, the value of a to be equal to root 2 by L, and therefore the corresponding wave functions are psi 1 to be equal to a sine pi x upon L, psi 2 to be equal to a sine 2 pi x upon L, psi 3 to be equal to a sine 3 pi x upon L, and the corresponding values of energy. See why I am saying that corresponding? Suppose the value of n is fixed, then the energy has a particular value and the wave function is a particular wave function. Therefore with n is equal to 1, this is energy, this is wave function. With n is equal to 2, energy is 4 times E1. With n is equal to 3, it is 9 times E1, and so on. Now we have discussed the graphical representation of energy and wave function. Now here we have observed that it is not possible to represent the energy in proper proportion, because the first energy is E1, then it is 4 times E1, then it is 9 times E1, and so on. Therefore on the graph I will have to represent the energy, then it will be here it is E4, that is 16 times E1. But if I try to represent the energy and the wave function, corresponding wave function, then it will be something like this. With n is equal to 1, E1 is equal to this particular energy level and the wave function is this, because if I substitute the value of x from 0 to L, then at 0 and at L, every wave function should reduce to 0, and it is obvious. At x is equal to 0 and at x is equal to L, wave function should have 0 value. It is the boundary condition. But for psi 1 at central point, the wave function has maxima, and therefore it is a half cycle. For n is equal to 2, the wave function is in the form of a complete sinusoidal cycle. For n is equal to 3, the wave function is one complete and one half cycle, and so on. For n is equal to 4, you may observe that the wave function is in the form of 2 complete cycles from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. Now what we will have to do today, we will have to discuss or we will have to think about the graphical representation of the probability density. Now I will write the general situation that psi n can be written as it is root 2 divided by L, root 2 divided by L, sine of n pi x upon L. Okay. Now what about the probability density? The probability density Pnx can be written as, now it is Pn, because for different wave functions the probabilities are different. Okay, Pn can be written as psi n star psi n. But now as the wave function associated with the particle in this case is the real wave function, it is not complex wave function. There is no issue of complex conjugate. Complex conjugate of a real number is the real number itself, and therefore here you will have to think about psi star psi to be equal to, now I will write what is the psi n star. Psi n star is equal to root 2 divided by L, it is sine of n pi x upon L. Therefore psi n star psi n can be written as 2 divided by L, then it is sine square n pi x upon L, and this can be treated as the probability density, correct? This can be treated as the probability density. Now I will write the probability densities for first few wave functions. Now I will not represent it in proper proportion. Therefore if I represent this to be with n is equal to 1, then directly I will represent n is equal to 2 somewhere here, n is equal to 2. I will draw n is equal to 3 somewhere here. I know that they are not in proper proportion, but let for simplicity, just for the sake of representation, and somewhere here I will represent say for example n is equal to 10, correct? So that we will get the idea how the probability density changes for the quantum number n, that is for the state of particle. Now I will write what about P1. P1 is written as 2 divided by L, it is sine square, it is sine square pi x upon L, and it is, if I will have to draw the wave function probability density, then again it is very simple. For x is equal to 0 and for x is equal to L, the probability is 0, it is obvious, probability is 0. And for x is equal to L divided by 2, if I substitute x to be L divided by 2, this LL gets cancelled, sine square of pi by 2 is 1, and therefore the probability distribution is something like this, with a peak at 2 divided by L, correct? Now if you observe the wave function, then the peak was at 2 divided by L with under root, and now it is at 2 divided by L. Interesting thing is that the total area under this curve is 1, and it is obvious because the root 2 divided by L is the value of A, which is drawn from the normalization condition, and it is obvious. Fine. This leads to very interesting conclusion. Check what is happening. Suppose the particle is at its lowest possible energy level, that is n is equal to 1 and E is equal to E1, lowest possible energy, then the probability of finding the particle is maximum at the center when it is trapped or when it is confined to move in infinite potential well. Now if we compare this with our classical situation, if a ball is allowed to oscillate between two boundaries because of the elastic collision, oscillate means it is not because of the suspended ball, it is not like a simple pendulum, but it is because of the collisions, elastic collision. If you remember, then we had released a ball along horizontal direction, it collides with one wall, then changes the direction of momentum, travels without change in velocity, collides the other wall, changes the direction of momentum, and so on. Then we had observed that classically the probability density is same throughout the region. Everywhere the probability is 1 upon 10, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 10 if there are 10 regions. Correct? If there are 10 regions. Now we will observe this for this n is equal to 10 typically. But here the situation is interesting. It shows that though the particle is trapped in between x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L, the probability of finding the particle at x is equal to 0 and at x is equal to L is 0. That means the particle will not approach to that boundary. Classically, it is very difficult to digest. It is very difficult to understand, because if there is no interaction of particle with x is equal to 0, how it turns back? This is our simple question. But quantum mechanics says that because of presence of the potential, infinite potential well at x is equal to 0, no particle will reach up to that point, and most of the particle or maximum time spent by the particle is near to the center at x is equal to 0. Correct? And one more interesting thing is that now if you calculate the most probable value of position x bar with psi 1, say for example, with psi 1, then it comes out to be equal to L divided by 2. Now that is again homework for you. The wave function is with you. Now this is the wave function associated with particle at x is equal to, with n is equal to 1. This is the wave function. The operator associated with position is with you. You can have the expression x bar to be equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity, but actually there is no meaning to calculate the integration from minus infinity to infinity. Just you can have the integration from 0 to L. Then you may write it is psi 1 star x psi 1 dx divided by, now actually again there is no meaning to think about this psi 1 star psi 1 dx, because this is to be equal to 1 if a is equal to root 2 divided by L. And here if I consider a to be equal to root 2 divided by L, then there is no need to calculate this. Just it is sufficient to calculate this numerator while integrating from 0 to L, and you will find that typically for x is equal to, typically for n is equal to 1, that is for psi 1, x bar to be equal to L by 2, that is the most probable position of the particle is L by 2. This is L by 2. Now similarly, one more homework, calculate P bar. What is P bar? It is question. What is E bar? It is question. That means you can calculate the value of most probable value of momentum. Let's calculate, and then we will have some inference from that, why the particular value or how we can justify that particular value. Calculate the value of energy by using the operator associated with momentum POP to be equal to minus I h cross dou by dou x, and the operator associated with energy to be equal to E h cross is EOP is equal to I h cross dou by dou t. You may calculate this for the wave function psi 1. Similarly, you may calculate for wave function psi 2, psi 3, psi 4, etc. But they may be bit complicated. It is very simple for psi 1. Okay. Now we will go for the next probability, that is P2 to be equal to, it is root 2 divided by L. It is sine square. What about this? It is 2 pi x upon L. Now for the second state, quantum state, again at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to L, and at x is equal to L by 2, the probability is 0. See, if I substitute it is L by 2, then L gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, sine square pi is again 0, and therefore it is 0. Therefore here probability 0, here 0, and here 0. But what about the probability at x is equal to L by 4? If I substitute L by 4, L gets cancelled, 2 2s are 4, sine square pi by 2 is 1, and therefore probability is 2 divided by L. Correct? It is 2 divided by L. What about the probability at x is equal to L by 4? 3L by 4, I will substitute, it is 3L by 4, L gets cancelled, 2 2s are 4, therefore it is 3 pi by 4, but it is not sine of 3 pi by 4, it is sine square of 3 pi by 4. Sine is root 2 by L square, again it is 2 by L, and you will observe that the probability density is something like this. This is very, very interesting conclusion. That means there are two probability zones. Somewhere here the probability of finding the particle is maximum. Somewhere here the probability of finding the particle is maximum, and probability of finding the particle is 0 at the center if the particle is at quantum state with n is equal to 2, that is at second state. See, it is not possible. It is very, very difficult to understand or digest this keeping the classical thing into account. Now what is happening? Suppose I am traveling from one end to other end. Okay, I am येरझारा घालतो असं ज्याला आपण म्हणतो ना, तर मी तुमच्या वर्गामध्ये एका टोकापासून दुसऱ्या टोकापर्यंत येरझारा घालतोय, शांतपणे येरझारा घालतोय. आता आपण तेच उदाहरण बघूया. मी तुम्हाला मागे हेच उदाहरण दिलं होतं. मी फिरतोय, आता काय होईल, तुम्हाला मी कधी दिसेन? तर गमतीचा भाग असा आहे आता की मी सगळ्यांना सारख्या वेळेला दिसणार नाही. इथेही दिसलो नव्हतो. मधल्या लोकांना कदाचित मी 50,000 वेळेला दिसलो असेन, थोड्या कडेच्या लोकांना कदाचित मी 5,000 वेळेला किंवा 10,000 वेळेला, आणि शेवटच्या लोकांना मी दिसलोच नाही. प्रोबॅबिलिटी इज व्हेरी स्मॉल, इट इज ऑलमोस्ट झिरो. आता गंमत अशी झाली की मी कॉन्स्टंट वेलॉसिटीने येरझारा घालतोय, तरीही रँडम चेकिंगमध्ये असं लक्षात येईल आय वॉज नेव्हर प्रेझेंट फॉर दिस पर्टिक्युलर पोझिशन. अँड इट इज व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, इट इज व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. I am crossing the region L/2 to this, that means first half to second half. I can found somewhere here with maximum probability, but the probability of finding the particle within this region is 0. मग मी जर येरझारा घालत असेल आणि तुम्ही मधऱ्याला विचारलं काय रे तुझ्या इथून सर कधीतरी जाताना दिसले का, तर तो म्हणणार नाही बाबा माझ्या इथे सर कधीच नव्हते, जाताना दिसलेच नाहीत. पण मी एका सेक्शनमध्ये असणार, दुसऱ्या सेक्शनमध्ये असणार. दिस इज नोन ॲज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रोबॅबिलिटी झोन. इट इज समथिंग लाईक द क्वांटायझेशन ऑफ स्पेस. पोझिशन इज क्वांटाइज. द पार्टिकल कॅन appear somewhere here and directly somewhere here without traveling from this end to this end with continuous motion. Correct? This is very, very interesting, and this is the very interesting conclusion of wave mechanics. That is, there is quantization. अगदी सुरुवातीपासून मी तुम्हाला सांगतोय की वेव्ह मेकॅनिक्स लीड्स टू क्वांटायझेशन ऑफ सेव्हरल फिजिकल पॅरामीटर्स, beginning from the energy, then the position, then the radius, then the momentum. So many parameters are quantized. Not only that, time is also quantized, and hence we can say that it is quantum mechanics. Correct? Okay, fine. This is very interesting situation. That means the particle may appear somewhere here, it may appear somewhere here, and therefore there is a formation of probability zones. म्हणजे परिस्थिती अशी होईल की एका भिंतीपासून दुसऱ्या भिंतीपर्यंत जर मी जात असेन आणि मी 1,00,000 वेळेला रीडिंग घेतलं, तर मी इथे कधीतरी एक 20,000 वेळेला सापडेन, इथे कधीतरी मी एक 20,000 वेळेला सापडेन, आणि मग हळूहळू इथे 5,000, इथे 5,000, इथे 5,000, इथे 5,000. इट इज सिमेट्रिक. इथे 0, इथे 0 आणि इथे 0. Or in other way we can say that if I spread 10 lakh particles traveling from one end to other end, then you will observe that there is a probability zone. Most of the particles are somewhere here, somewhere here. No doubt they are in motion, but a collection of particle is maximum somewhere here. आठवत असेल तर बघा, आपण असं इमॅजिन केलं होतं 1,00,000 particles are spread in that particular classroom. Then we will observe that 10,000 particles are in this region, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 and so on. But here it is, the distribution is not same. It is like the distribution of honeybees around their hut. म्हणजे उदाहरणार्थ समजा असं झालं की चुकून आपण कधी कधी घरी बघा आपण साखर तोंडात टाकतो गुपचूप, आणि मग ती साखर समजा 2-3 एक तोंडात टाकता टाकता कण इकडे तिकडे पडले जमिनीवर. तर कण इकडे तिकडे पडल्यानंतर थोड्या वेळानंतर अनेक मुंग्या आल्या. आता तुम्हाला असं दिसेल का, समजा खोलीमध्ये एका लादीवर एका फरशीवर ते कण 2-4 इकडे तिकडे पडलेले आहेत, तर तुम्हाला असं दिसेल की त्या लादीवर सगळीकडे मुंग्या सारख्या डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झाल्या आहेत. इट इज 2 डायमेन्शनल. तेही आपल्याला बघायचं आहे पुढे. असं दिसणार नाही. आपल्याला दिसेल काय की हा साखरेचा कण जो आहे, तर ते ह्या साखरेच्या कणाच्या जवळ मुंग्या इकडे खूप दाटीवाटीने आहेत, आणि मग इकडे गेल्यानंतर थोड्या विरळ विरळ आहेत, इकडे गेल्यानंतर अजिबात कमी झाल्या. इथे दुसरा जर कण असेल तर इकडे पुन्हा अशा ताटीवाटीने मुंग्या आहेत, आणि मग पुढे गेल्यानंतर थोड्या कमी झाल्या. देअरफॉर इट इज प्रोबॅबिलिटी. इट इज लुक लाईक द प्रोबॅबिलिटी अलॉंग this particular direction. Now this is the direction. Here the probability is maximum, here the probability is 0, here it is maximum, here it is 0. Therefore this is the probability zone. Correct? This is probability zone. Now I will think about the n to be equal to 3, and it is obvious. Now there is no need to write the equation. You can think over it, and we can observe that there is a spreading of probability distribution in 3 regions. At L divided by 3, at 2L divided by 3, there are probability minimas. Therefore here there are 0 probabilities, and the region gets distributed in 3 different zones with the maximum probability peak to be 2 divided by L. That means one more zone is there. म्हणजे एक दाणा आता इथेच आणला, दुसरा दाणा इथेच आणला, तिसरा दाणा इथेच आणला, मग मुंग्या याच्या भोवती जास्त असतील, याच्या भोवती जास्त असतील, याच्या भोवती जास्त असतील, and therefore you can observe that there are 3 probability peaks. Formation of probability zone is there. Correct? Okay, it is very interesting. That means now the region is quantized with a quantization of L by 3. Here the regions was quantized with a quantization of L by 2 and so on. And now suppose if I think about the 10 probability zones or n is equal to, say for example, n is equal to 10, then what will be the situation? Then the situation is interesting. There will be 10 probability peaks. Therefore 1, 2, it is 3, then it is 4, then it is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. That means the peak will be something like this. It is root 2 divided by L. This is with n is equal to 3, n is equal to 10. The corresponding probability P10 can be written as 2 divided by L. Then it is sine square 10 pi x upon L. Right? It is bit simple. Means the space is quantized with a quantum of L divided by 10. Either I will be here, the maximum probability of finding the particle here. Then it is here, the probability is 0, it is 0, it is 0, it is 0, it is 0. Now imagine that, suppose n is equal to very large number, it is 100, it is 1000, it is 10,000. Then you will observe that there will be so many probability zones of very narrow region, very small region, and if I observe the probability distribution, it looks like the uniform probability distribution. It looks like the uniform probability distribution. Now if I compare this with the lower energy state with n is equal to 1, 2, 3, then it is possible to distinguish. I can say that yes, this is the first probability zone, this is second, the probability is 0 here, it is 0 here. In case of n is equal to 1, it is obvious the probability is maximum at the center. But with n to be equal to very large, say for example 100 or 1000 etc., the probability maximas are so close to each other, almost they form a uniform probability distribution. See, here if I calculate the probability for this half and this half, it is fine, it is 1 by 2, 1 by 2. But this quarter part and this quarter part, it is not 1 by 2, 1 by 2. You have calculated this for the triangular wave function with homework. Now you may think about the probability distribution for this also. This is again a homework for you. You can think about the probability of finding the particle if it is at the first quantum state from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L by 4, say for example, or L by 4 to L by 2 etc., or L by 4 to 3 L by 4. You may think about the probability distribution for the particle in third quantum state, that is n is equal to 3 for L to 0 to L by 6, say for example, see it is L by 3 and it is L by 6, you can say that. Now it is obvious because here the total probability is divided into 3 parts, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and again 1/3 are 1/2, therefore it is 1 by 6. But it is interesting. And now you will observe that in case of this, the probability of finding the particle within 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter seems to be constant because the probability maximas are so close, they are of uniform height, and therefore we feel that the probability is uniform. Correct? And this is in well agreement with the correspondence principle. Probably last year I might have told you what is the correspondence principle. It says that any newly predicted theory should reduce to classical theory under certain circumstances. That means as a special case of quantum theory, as a special case of wave mechanics, it must be reduced to the classical mechanics. And it is so, because if I think about the large quantum number, that means if the quantum number n is very high, then the predictions of quantum theory, the predictions of wave theory, that means quantization, leads to the classical theory. And here you will observe that the probability zones are so close, we feel that there is a uniform distribution. मग आता कल्पना करूया, मगाशी आपण जे साखरेचे दाणे खाल्ले ते आपण थोडे मोठे असल्यामुळे 2-4च दाणे खाली पडले, पण लहान मुलांनी अशी गुपचूप साखर खाल्ली तर काय होणार? मग त्याच्या बाबतीत ते साखरेचे कण जे आहेत ते असे खाली पडणार आणि ते इतके खाली पडतील की मुंग्या त्याच्याभोवती अशा दाटीवाटी करतील, अशा मुंग्या त्याच्याभोवती फिरायला लागतील, पण आपल्याला वाटताना काय वाटणार की या मुंग्या कशा आहेत, युनिफॉर्मली स्प्रेड झालेल्या आहेत. झोन जे मगाशी मला दिसत होते ते आता झोन इतके डेन्स असतील की ते एकमेकामध्ये मर्ज होऊन जातील आणि मग मला ते वेगवेगळे झोन्स आहेत असं वाटणार नाही. Okay, therefore the results are in well agreement with the correspondence principle, and we can say that for a wave mechanics or for a quantum mechanics with a small quantum number, if a low value of a quantum number, we can think about the quantization, but if the quantum number is sufficiently high, then the wave mechanics or the results of the quantum mechanics are tending to, or they tends to the results of the classical mechanics, where the probability of finding the particle is uniform throughout the region. Now remember that in case of the macroscopic particle, n is very high, and therefore it is not possible for us to think about such type of quantization. We can feel or we can observe the situation to be something like this. आणि म्हणून जेव्हा मी तुम्हाला विचार करा असं सांगितलं, मी एरझारा घालत होतो वर्गातल्या एका भिंतीपासून दुसऱ्या भिंतीपर्यंत, किंवा एक चेंडू टाकला होता आपण, पिंग पॉंग बॉल, हवा काढून टाकली, फ्रिक्शन नाही आहे असं म्हटलं, इट सफर्स द कोलिजन बिटवीन टू वॉल्स ऑफ द classroom from this to this, from this to this, and it is oscillating from one end to other end, and the probability of finding the ball is same throughout the region. हे का झालं? Ball is a macroscopic particle. Myself is a macroscopic particle. Our imagination is macroscopic, and therefore in case of the macroscopic situation, the quantum number is too large, and therefore we cannot observe the quantum mechanical result. The quantum number is very large in case of classical situation, macroscopic. There exists quantization, but the quantum of the space is so small, it may be of the order of 10 raised to minus 34 meter, and it is beyond our imagination limit, and hence, or beyond our measurement limit, and hence we cannot measure the quantization. But we will have to accept that every motion is quantized motion. That means whenever the particle is traveling from one end to other, it is traveling something like this, झटके देत ट्रॅव्हल केल्यासारखा आहे. कारण इथे आहे तो, मग एकदम इथे अपियर झाला, एकदम इथे अपियर झाला, पुन्हा इथे अपियर, पुन्हा इथे अपियर. इट इज लाईक दिस. इट इज नॉट इन कंटिन्युअस मॅनर लाईक द क्लासिकल सिच्युएशन. ओके, नाव these are the predictions of quantum mechanics. No doubt in case of the microscopic particle, where the quantum number is very small in case of energy or in case of the wave function associated with that, we can observe the quantization of space too, and we will discuss in some example later where we can observe the quantization and what are the results of that quantization, experimental outcome of that quantization, that we will discuss later on. Now this was about the particle trapped in one-dimensional infinite potential well. Obviously now we will have to extend this for two-dimensional potential well or three-dimensional potential well, means it is potential box. Now what we will do, we will next time we will discuss this in case of three-dimensional potential well. That means it is not actually well, but it is the potential box, something like this. That means along x-axis, along y-axis, and along z-axis there are restrictions to movement of the particle. Along x-axis it is from 0 to L, along y-axis it is, say for example, 0 to B, and along z-axis it is, say for example, 0 to H. That is length, breadth and height. It is confined to move in a box, correct? Now it leads to one more very interesting conclusion, which is known as degeneracy of energy state. Next time we will discuss what is the meaning of degeneracy, how the degeneracy leads to occur in case of the particle in infinite potential box, or in case of infinite potential plane also. Suppose the particle is allowed to move in the plane, then how it leads to the degeneracy of energy state. That we will discuss next time. Thank you.